Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Neon 1000, my continuing exploration of this book given away with Neon magazine in the late 90s. 1000 essential movies on video split up into numerous categories such as sports movies, robot movies, kidnap movies, etc, etc. Today we're going to be running through band movies. So, let's get on. This is Spinal Tap from 1984, directed by Rob Reiner. Basically a mockumentary about a rock band and how ridiculous rock bands can be. And there was a sequel made last year, and the last movie that Rob Reiner made before he was killed. A Hard Day's Night from 1964. Basically a movie to cash in on the Beatles' success. Pretty much them making jokes, doing a few songs, and running away from hysterical girls. The Last Waltz from 1978, directed by Martin Scorsese. It's basically a farewell concert movie from the band The Band, who subsequently reformed 5 years later and then continued to tour and make music for another 16 years, making The Last Waltz irrelevant. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls from 1970, a satirical melodrama about an all-girl rock group who move to Hollywood and get involved in the classic sex, drugs and rock and roll. Stop Making Sense from 1984, a theatrical concert movie for the Talking Heads, which is actually the third highest rated movie on Letterboxd. The Ruttles' All You Need Is Cash from 1978, basically a parody of the Beatles, written, co-directed and starring Monty Python's Eric Idle. Yet another concert movie, this time for the world's probably most famous festival, Woodstock. This is a concert movie, but as it was filmed over several days, it is almost like a best of, featuring Janis Joplin, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, etc, etc. Quadrophenia, a dramatic adaptation of The Who's 1973 album of the same name, which was a rock opera. Basically follows a young teenager involved in the 1960s mod scene. Head, which is a surreal follow-up to the Monkees TV show. I have seen lots of the TV show, not seen the film. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. People say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to bring anybody down. The Great Rock and Roll Swindle from 1980, a post-breakup documentary about the Sex Pistols, where manager Malcolm McLaren claims that Sex Pistols and the punk scene at large was all a big con devised by him to make lots of money. Apparently the one to avoid here is The Song Remains the Same, which is a kind of concert movie about Led Zeppelin. They performed at Madison Square Garden over 3 separate nights. So it's like a best of those nights with backstage footage and stuff like that. But also these elaborate fantasy sequences as well. Neon magazine obviously didn't rate it very highly, but Rolling Stone magazine says it is the 19th best music documentary ever made. So, you know, pinch of salt with that one. It doesn't have a very good score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is obviously based on critics' reviews, but it does have very high scores on IMDb and Letterboxd, which is based on people that actually went and watched the film or have watched it since. So there you are. I think music documentaries, concert movies, it very much depends on whether you like that music. If not, there's probably not a lot for you. I've only watched 4 movies in this category. This is Spinal Tap, Hard Day's Night, Quadrophenia and Woodstock. So quite a few to tick off on this one. Obviously some of them will take quite a while. I think Woodstock's going to be a bit of a slog. That's like 3 hours, isn't it? And that's if you don't watch the director's cut, which is like 4 plus, I think. Might be a few sit-ins for that one. That's it. That's all I got. So long. Farewell.